Question about the heat would be, do you find that if you have the whole room switched over that you have a different temperature, so you're thereby saving some money also on your HVAC?
Yes and no. I did try like the 82 temperature, and I actually don't like it at all. So currently I'm running around 77 to 79. I mean, I'm sure it hits 80. I could just pull up the pulse right now, but yeah, about 77 to 79 degrees. I still like is my sweet spot. 55 to 65% humidity, typically, in the 60s during the daytime, I guess. But, I'm not pushing over 70. I just, I don't like those, what I would consider extremes. But, I do pump the CO2. I do make sure I have a consistent environment. I do make sure that my VPD range is correct. It just might be a little bit lower down the chart than, someone else's. But in terms of the heat, I'm running less wattage. It's creating less heat, and I am running my air conditioner, my mini split, at a slightly higher temperature than I would if I was running HPS, because a room full of HPS creates so much more heat. So in terms of overall electric bills, yeah, it's gone down.
Well, when we think about that scale for red and, needing the $15,000, Becca's over there saying, oh my God, I didn't mean to do that.
No, we were looking at chat and trying to figure out what happened.
Oh, just two guys arguing about.
That's what I was asking. I was like, "Oh, we're
tired of looking at it," so I just timed them out.
I was looking at my pulse monitor, and all of a sudden I looked up and I was like, "What the hell happened?" Everybody's tired.
I didn't have my phone in my hand.
What did I miss?
I didn't even have my phone in my hand, and it says that I.
Yeah, Becca.
Message. I'm so sorry.
Oh, Becca's over here hiding messages.
Just one.
Becca's flagging people.
I think she hid an entire person.
Was that you that did the whole conversation?
No.
An entire person.
She did a whole conversation.
78
degrees.
78.4 degrees, 60.2% humidity.
Speaking of lighting, I have mine right now at 82.7 and 50. But
wow.
Also have Sequence's Pro model down there, his Pulse Pro.
What's your CO2 at?
It's interesting to see the difference between my regular just Pulse 1.
What's the difference?
CO2
and the
and there's a light meter.
Well, sometimes we get different readings.
Oh, really?
Lux?
Yeah, see, mine says it's 50% humidity. His, in the same room, like just this far apart, are 3% difference in humidity.
Huh.
And then there's my CO2.
I wonder if his has a newer humidity module or whatever you would call it.
What was your temp and humidity?
Temp's about the same.
He's just flexing on that focus.
Mine says 82.7 temp and 50.1%.
You need to go breathe on your plants. There's only 458 ppm.
Get some CO2 in there, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's
you want it up too big. What do you want to run that at?
I don't know, what, 700 plus? Something like that?
It depends on what your DLI is.
You might steal that room.
1400.
Yeah, I don't know.
Dude, come on over.
You said 14 on the 1400 on the right DLI.
On my plants.
Yeah, you gotta have the right lighting.
1215. That's ppms on my flower room right now.
And you should be
nice.
You should be feeding the roots appropriately at those numbers.
Shit.
Also,
look at those. He flexing the eyebrows too.
I turned those lights up today.
Plants are gonna be hungry at those numbers. Feed them appropriately.
Oh yeah, I'm adding on top of that organic soil. Don't you worry.
You gotta up your light and you up your CO2. You gotta up your EC.
Yeah, I'm not screwing around with CO2 in my basement. I'm just, man, those tanks and all that
You
stuff.
put one of those little bags of mycelium or grow some. I don't know what's up with the dog. I'm gonna go put him.
He's whistling.
Like
my question was, though, we were talking about lighting, and I guess we couldn't figure out why the PPFD was showing the way that it was. It was weird.
For Groli, you have the Pulse Pro. What does your PPF show on your? They use kind of a weird scale where they call it usable light or something. but I can't figure out why the readings are so seemingly so low.
Well, are you taking it while it's just hanging there, because you're supposed to hold it at canopy level vertically for like 10 seconds while you take the reading?
Yeah, I did that.
Yeah.
I mean, what kind of lights are you using? At what percentage and how many watts?
I mean, I've got 3 HLG 550 V2 R specs and Loraflex 8-blade.
And what's your
bright.
And what's your PPFD reading at?
Like 2 something, didn't it say, or 1 something? Which
how far away from the lights?
Not. I mean, I was just holding it like this and just kind of rotating it around.
Just try it again, but hold it like at canopy level, you know, directly under one light, and take a reading there, and then do it again at a light next to it, and then try it a little bit higher and try it a little bit lower, and just keep taking readings around the room, and you'll get familiar with how it's going to read. And that's kind of how I adjusted my lights based on that, and now I know kind of where to, where to get the reading at. But 200 is extremely low. I mean, I can't.
Right.
I have to go out,
I was trying to figure out if like the thing was broken somehow or not calibrated correctly or something.
I mean, you guys all see my flower room, so you know it's not a lack of light.
Yeah, and that's
what is it? 200 what? Light PPFD?
Oh, that's pretty darn low.
Yeah, it's a super low number, especially for those lights.
Yeah, I was just curious what my PPFD reading was, because everybody that goes in there is like, Jesus Christ.
See, I was messing with mine. I was messing with mine in December, or not December, in September, it looks like, is really the last true readings I took. And I'm getting anywhere from 976 ppfd all the way up to 1380 ppfd. So I was clearly like testing it out and trying things. But yeah, 100 is crazy low, and I have readings on here that show it in the 172, 154, but that's because I was testing it in different areas.
Well, you know what, I'm gonna go do it right now.
Oh shit,
here we go.
Live?
Bring your phone with you. Do it live. Do it live.
Oh, it's not Zoom.
That's
She's
all
got
I
to
do,
do it
right?
on
I
the
just
browser.
press the black button on the side for goalie. I just press the black, but I can't fucking say that, man. The black button on the side.
Yeah. So and then so I unplug it. So I can freely hold it in my hand, and I'll go room to room because I only have one Pulse Pro, but I have 3 different rooms, right? So I can get readings in all my rooms. I unplug it. It should have batteries in it, or hopefully you put batteries in it or whatever. And then I believe you just hold the button for like 3 or 5 seconds, and then just hold it at the light for like 10 to 15 seconds. And then on your app, you just go to that room or whatever, it's set up. And then if you look, like there's these like little bars, it's not going to show up very well, but you go to these like little bars that takes you to the spectral power distribution page. And there's this little icon down here in the bottom corner. You click that and it refreshes and looks for any newly like updated taken readings. So it's a little bit of a, maybe a 1-minute process each time you take it, but yeah, basically just unplug it, hold it at canopy level so that photocell or whatever is facing directly, vertical under that light at canopy height. Hold that button down for 5 seconds, wait another 10 to 15 seconds, refresh your phone, and you should see that new reading.
Okay.
I'm not even sponsored by Pulse.
That's really good information, man. Thank you.
Oh, I'm going to go do it and see if
I'm not even sponsored by Pulse, he says.
I know y'all got codes. Some of you do.
Subliminal thing there, right?
We don't have codes.
No one on this panel does. Oh man, I know a lot of people with codes. Let's put it that way.
We're not the cool.
I got cheat codes.
Hey, Pulse, we're here too on the Michigan Grows Grow Show.
The Sims.
She bought me that thing as a gift with paid full price. I'm sure of it.
So how much is the difference between those 2 units? What's the regular one, Pulse, and then the Pulse Pro?
$200 and $500. Black Friday sale. I'm surprised they didn't do a Christmas one, but a Black Friday sale that was buy the Pulse Pro and get a free Pulse One, because I'm sure they're trying to move through the old Pulse Ones. That deal was going on when they released them around Christmas time last year, and that's what I did because I already had a Pulse One. But then I paid full price for the Pulse Pro and got a free Pulse One. So now I have 3 of them, 1 for each room, although I still only have 1 Pulse Pro. The Pulse Pro, like we said, is the spectral readings and then the CO2 as well.
And you can see all 3 rooms simultaneously
from the same homepage app. Yeah, it's all the same account.
You can CO2 is awesome.
Yeah, I think the CO2 makes it worth it.
With the CO2 and the light meter alone.